Hello YouTube, my name's Nero and today we have some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and today a brand new trailer has released for the Havoc DLC in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. So we're looking at this here, we get to see the release date, which is going to be January 27th, and what I usually do with these trailers is here at the beginning of the video I will show you the trailer in its entirety, what was officially posted by Call of Duty themselves, and then after that I'll actually go ahead and talk about the trailer and point out some things you guys may have missed while watching the trailer for your first or second time. So let's go ahead and do that, and I'll see you guys on the other side.
We're here to talk about Havoc. We have 4 brand new multiplayer maps. Exo Zombies, a new weapon, and a new weapon variant.
Urban is a very fast map. You're gonna want your closer range gear in this map, SMGs, shotguns, anything that you can to really move across that map.
It's going to have a lockdown moment where certain lanes are going to open up so that sight lines and paths are dynamically changed halfway through the map.
Core is going to take place in the Gobi Desert. It's in a blown-up nuclear fusion facility. It's going to have 3 very distinct lanes that you can take advantage of. In the center of the map is going to be your very chaotic close quarters combat. There's also the map-based streak, which is the decontamination drones. They're gonna pop out and go attack the nearest enemies. Drift is in the Rockies. There's a carousel in the middle right below a nice overwatch position. You can really take advantage of these and scope out the center of the map, hop down into the carousel, rotate 360 with the carousel, really check all those corners.
Halfway through the map, this big event happens where an avalanche comes down and takes out one of the whole streets of the map. So Sideshow is this really crazy, over-the-top map based on people's nightmares. Sideshow is a very open map. It's going to definitely cater to long-range players. There's a lot of really nice overwatch positions. There's a big marquee in the middle of the map with this maniacal clown that tips his hat, and these large bombs come flying out of the map, and everyone's scrambling to get them and then use them on their enemies.
Havoc DLC owners also get access to brand new weapon, the AE4 directed energy weapon.
It's a directed energy assault rifle that's going to have increased mobility and handling that the player can use. And when you're using it, the only thing you really have to worry about is it overheating.
We're really excited about Exo Zombies. It's a brand new take on zombies.
You haven't seen a zombie in an exosuit doing a boost jump, doing a boost move. That alone really makes the mode stand out and really adds a ton of gameplay. There are 4 main characters in Exo Zombies. One is the maintenance man. His name is Oz. He's played by John Malkovich. The IT specialist, Lilith, played by Rose McGowan. Decker, the security guard, played by John Bernthal. And we have Mr. Khan, the executive, who's played by the incredible Bill Paxton.
We have a really cool weapon called the Cell 3 Carderizer. It's basically like a triple-barreled, sawed-off energy shotgun. It has 3 barrels, and between every shot, it's gonna rotate. You're gonna see like one sight go down and one sight go up.
Very excited about all this. Can't wait for it to come out. It's going to be a blast to play.
It is the most robust DLC offering to date. Brand new Exo Zombies, as well as 4 new maps, a new weapon, and a new weapon variant. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare Havoc is available on Xbox Live on January 27th.
Alright, and that was the trailer. We learned quite a bit from it, and let's actually go ahead and start talking about some stuff. The first thing I want to talk about, and I'm sure what you guys want to talk about, is going to be exo-zombies, and I'm going to try and point out a few things for you guys here in this video. So right now, we know about the power weapon. This weapon is going to be a triple barrel shotgun, which is going to be pretty awesome, I gotta say. I wonder if that's going to be the equivalent of like the new Wonder Weapon or something like that. I really don't know, but it's called the Cell 3 Cauterizer, and once again, it's going to be a triple barrel energy shotgun that looks very powerful, and it definitely looks pretty awesome. One of the big questions a lot of us had about exo-zombies was, is this new game mode basically going to be exo survival, but with zombies running around rather than soldiers, right? Because for a lot of people, myself included, I did not really enjoy exo survival. I played it, I beat it a couple times on some different maps, and I was like, this isn't that fun for me. It's not even challenging, you know? It just isn't enjoyable for me as compared to zombies like what we would see over with the Treyarch games. So we're wondering, what is exo zombies going to be like? Will there be perks? Will there be buyable weapons? Well, you guys probably didn't notice it by watching the trailer back once or twice, maybe even 3 times, but I went through and looked at this video frame by frame by frame by frame to try and get some specific screenshots to show you guys some things that are going to be featured in Exo Zombies. First thing I want to point out is that there will be buyable perks. You look over there on the right, you can see the perks that the player has, as well as you look in front of them, that is actually going to be a perk machine right there. That looks like a sleight of hand almost kind of perk. It's got the hand right there. It signifies it might be kind of like sleight of hand or something to do with reloading or ADSing faster, something along those lines. But yeah, it does look like we are able to buy perks in this, which is definitely awesome. We also look at the fact that you can actually see weapons on the wall. There's a couple different instances throughout this trailer where we can actually see weapons on the wall, which does signify to us that we are going to be able to buy weapons off the wall, which definitely sounds awesome. I'm definitely enjoying that. Exo Survival, it was kind of neat. It was a fun idea for a bit, you know, and you basically go up to this this bin, and from there you can pick out your weapons and your attachments and all that stuff. And I was really hoping that wouldn't make its way into Exo Zombies, but it looks as though we're going to probably start off with a random weapon, probably a pistol or something like that, and then we're actually going to be able to buy these weapons off of the wall, which definitely looks awesome. We look here at this screenshot. It basically looks like the UI that we're going to be using throughout Exo Zombies. Now, what exactly does this mean? I really can't tell you. It's really kind of hard to try and pick and choose as to what some of these things may be, but I can actually go ahead and try to speculate a little bit for you guys here in this video. So down the right, you have your standard UI. You see how many grenades you have. You also have some other kind of grenades down there you could use as well. It shows you what the weapon is you're using, as well as how many rounds you have in your magazine, as well as how many reserve bullets you have in your gun. That's kind of standard. You look over there on the far left, you have the name badge of one of the 4 characters that you can play as, which we learned a little bit about them in the trailer. And then you see the points right next to them, and you see the numbers going up and down as if signifying that you just got a bunch of kills, so all those numbers are being added into your score. Then you look there on the top left, there is actually just a number. Now, if I were to speculate, which I could be wrong, I probably am wrong, this is just speculation, that's why I do these videos anyway, speculation, I have an idea that maybe the number in the top left is actually going to be the rounds that we're actually going to be doing in this game. I feel as though that might be the round counter, perhaps, down there in the bottom left. That's, of course, going to be your score. Perhaps the security identification card thing, that is just something that's different for each character. Maybe it has a different color for each character, and perhaps it will actually show a different picture in every character. But yeah, I do notice that it has 00 on this particular card, which is kind of interesting. I wonder if that means anything in particular. I wonder if that is signifying that perhaps this is going to be a little bit like Exo Survival, where basically we are going to go to a certain round limit, let's say, for example, 30 rounds, and after that, that's actually going to go up, and then we basically start round 2 or round 1 squared, kind of similar to what they do in Exo Zombies. I really don't know. This is all just speculation, but of course, we do actually know that we can have weapons off the wall. We do know that there are perks you can buy. We do know there's a super powerful weapon that's exclusive to Exo Zombies, and of course, we know there's going to be a brand new map for us to play on, and the fact that we're going to have 4 characters to play as, and that there's going to be a little bit of a story to this, given that there was a little bit of cinematics when they actually showed the characters. I'm definitely interested to see more about Exo Zombies, but I do feel as though that's probably all that we have actually learned about Exo Zombies from this trailer, so let's go ahead and start talking about some of the maps. The 4 maps we're actually going to be getting in this DLC are going to be Urban, Core, Drift, and Sideshow. Now, we didn't really learn a ton from this trailer, but we got to learn a little bit from the developer commentary, as well as watching the actual gameplay itself. Urban is going to be a kind of a fast map, as I said in the trailer. They're saying we're basically submachine guns and shotguns are going to be dominating on this map. They actually also expanded a little bit on lockdown mode when you're playing on Urban, which I think is definitely nice, because I was super confused by it, and some of you guys were kind of confused by it. I could tell some people were offering opinions, some people were right, some people were wrong, talking about the lockdown mode on the map Urban. So basically what it's going to do is there's going to be a bunch of doors throughout the map Urban, and periodically throughout the map, or maybe it's triggered somehow, they didn't really go into detail, but these doors are actually going to open and shut, which is going to change around the map's flow. It's going to change around the sight lines you can use because of that, and that's going to be interesting to see how it works, although it kind of sounds gimmicky. And there's one thing that I know about Call of Duty, is that map flow is a big part of the game. game. I would really like to make sure that this is actually going to work well, and it's not just going to become kind of a cluster at some points. We'll have to see how it ends up working. Of course, last time I saw doors opening and shutting in a Call of Duty map was actually when they remade the map Shipment in Call of Duty Ghosts. How awful that was. Like, hey, do you guys like Shipment? Well, here, we open the doors now so you can run outside. It's like, oh, I hate that. Why can't we just play on the normal Shipment? And I'm wondering if this is going to do something similar. I wonder if the map's going to feel pretty good when you first start, then they're going to open up these doors, and then everything's just going to kind of become random and sporadic. You're not really going to know where you're going. It's going to be confusing. You're just going to start dying from behind a lot more. I wonder how it's going to go down. I really don't know, but yeah, that is going to be the map Urban. Next map we're going to be looking at is going to be the map Core. Once again, we already knew this from the trailer, as well as we knew this from the trailer before this, that Core is actually going to be a nuclear fusion facility set in the Gobi Desert, and a lot of people are speculating, well, that reminds me of that map from Black Ops 2 that was also in the Gobi Desert. I say that's complete speculation. The one map that we saw in Black Ops 2, which the name is honestly escaping me right now, actually was Mirage. Mirage was the name of it. That map was basically like a resort out in the Gobi Desert. This is an abandoned, blown up nuclear fusion facility that's not even set in the same timeline as the Black Ops stuff. It's just a coincidence with the theme of the map. Now, we actually look at there, they actually said in the trailer that the center of the map, like the center of this nuclear fusion facility, is going to be like the focal point of the map. And there's actually a lot of maps like that in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. It's kind of a recurring theme. If you think back to Black Ops 2, there was a recurring theme. You may not have noticed it, but I'll tell you it's there, and you're going to think about it. You're like, holy crap, that's totally right. In Black Ops 2, they basically always put the B flag in domination in an area where there's two elevated windows looking at it. You think of the map Overflow, there was a bunch of windows looking at the B flag. You think of the map Nuketown 2025, two windows looking towards the B flag. You think of Plaza, two giant little tower things looking towards the B flag. You think of, oh goodness, I'm trying to think of some of the maps now. It's escaping me because I haven't played Black Ops 2 in quite a long time, but you guys get the idea. I'm sure you guys can think of some more maps where basically almost all the maps in that game, there's two big elevated window ideas looking towards where the B flag was. That was a big theme during Black Ops 2. Well, here in Advanced Warfare, there's a lot of the maps where there's basically like a circular focal point in the middle of the map where people can kind of go, and it's kind of a cluster at that point. You think of the map Comeback that definitely has that. You think of Defender that has that. You think of Horizon that has that with that central building. A lot of the maps have like a central focal point in the map where you can meet and have these gunfights and whatnot. So I wonder if this is going to be the same idea. That definitely pointed it out in the trailer, and I'm wondering if Core is actually going to be like that. Of course, we learn about the map-based kill streak, which is going to be the decontamination drone that seeks out enemy players. So that's going to be kind of interesting. Although I gotta say, not a lot of people, at least in the lobbies I've ran in, and people I play with or people I play against, not a whole lot of people are honestly using care packages a whole lot. And I believe that's the only way to get these map-based kill streaks is random chance from your care packages. So we'll have to see how big a role that actually plays in the map. But yeah, that is going to be the map Core. Next up, we're going to look at the map Drift. Now, we didn't actually learn a ton about Drift besides that you can sit on the carousel and it's going to spin you around all 360 degrees, and how that annoying that's going to be for the first bit. It's going to be like that DLC map, what was it called? Gold Rush, maybe? Where basically like, they would get inside the carts of the mine and they would just ride around the map of them. I think the same things end up happening with that freaking carousel, at least for like the initial phases of the DLC being out. People are like, oh, let's all jump on the carousel. Then you're also going to spin around and probably die a bunch. But yeah, that's just going to be something people are going to be doing a lot. But we did learn about the Avalanche, which is going to be a timed event that's happening on the map Drift. So partway through the match, I think they said halfway through the match actually, an avalanche is going to come down and it's going to take out an entire street. So there's going to be a part of the map, and I gotta wonder if that part of the street is actually a big part of the map, but they're going to be taking out basically an entire street of that particular map, and it's going to be taken out by an avalanche, and it's going to be assumably unplayable, or perhaps maybe it's now playable where you gotta kind of climb up a hill a little bit. Now you're on top, you're fighting on top of like a snow hill. Who knows if that's going to be the case? We really didn't get to see good evidence of that in this trailer, but yeah, that is going to be pretty interesting. I like the idea of timed events. I like changing up the maps a little bit of Levolution. A lot of people are always like, Nero, if you like Levolution, go play Battlefield. I'm like, dude, I'm like level 98 in Battlefield. I know what Levolution is. I'm just saying I like it in Call of Duty as well. I think it should be in just about all first-person shooters. It's definitely awesome. So the last map we're going to be looking at in this video is going to be Sideshow. It's actually interesting. One of the things that they said in this trailer was this map is based off of people's nightmares, which is weird. A lot of it has a lot of the like different kind of clown themes to it, but I wonder if there's going to be more obscure horror movie style references or things like that on this map. I'm definitely excited to go through and explore this map and see what it has to offer. You guys know I love the map Fog back during Call of Duty Ghosts. It was a ton of fun for me. I love the fact that Michael Myers is running around. I love the fact that they had Emerald Lake, which is like a reference to Crystal Lake, and all like Drifter made a great video talking about all the different horror movie references. He's a big horror movie fan. There's just tons of references on on that map. It has a really creepy feel. I love that map fog. And we look at Sideshow here. They claim it to be based off people's nightmares. I'm wondering if there's going to be more things of that nature, or if it's just going to be kind of a clown theme like that. Because not everybody's afraid of clowns. Gotta say, I'm not really afraid of clowns. Never have been. I watched the movie It, and while the movie It was scary, especially for its time, it was definitely kind of a scary movie that didn't put some kind of like deep-seated like phobia of clowns in me. It just didn't do it. But speaking of clowns, let's talk about the clown sign. So there's this giant clown sign in the middle of the map that takes off its hat and shoots these rainbow bombs all throughout the map, at which point players can pick up these bombs and use them on other players. Now, I believe this is the map-based kill streak. I believe that is what this is. I don't believe this is something that happens all the time. If it did, then the map would be more of a gimmick than anything. The whole map would be run around and pick up these bombs and throw them around and whatnot, instead of actually just being a standard multiplayer map. So I do believe this is actually the map-based kill streak. If you get this, then the clown sign in the middle will take off his hat, start shooting these rainbow smoke-trailed bombs all over the place, and players can start picking them up on both sides, I would assume, and start throwing them at other players. And basically, it's going to be like One Man Army Danger Close noob tubes all over again. It's going to be a blast. Definitely excited for that. But that is the Havoc DLC, ladies and gentlemen. We went through it there. We went through the 4 maps. Once again, those 4 maps are going to be Urban Core, Drift, as well as Sideshow. And of course, we learned a little bit about Exozombies. Got to learn the names of the characters we're playing. We got to see what I believe to be maybe a wonder weapon, maybe just a really powerful gun that you could construct somehow in the Cell 3 categorizer. We'll have to see what that gun's really going to do, but it definitely looks awesome. I'm a big fan of shotguns, you guys know that. And also, shotguns are being a buff here in Advanced Warfare here pretty soon, so that's definitely going to be sick. But yeah, we got to learn a little bit about everything with this Havoc DLC. Now, one would assume perhaps they might put out one more trailer before the DLC actually drops, and if not, the DLC itself is actually going to be coming out on January 27th of 2015 for Xbox players first, so that's definitely going to be a whole lot of fun to be able to go through that. Of course, what I usually do, if you guys are new to my channel, perhaps you weren't around for Call of Duty Ghosts or you weren't around for Black Ops 2, what I do here on my channel is when a new DLC drops, I do complete walkthroughs of the maps. Now, basically what that entails is I go through in a private match and I show you just about every square inch of the map, and so you guys can make an informed decision as to whether or not you guys would like to go ahead and buy the DLC. This way you can actually see what all the maps are like, especially if you're on the PlayStation, you have to wait like a month later or something like that, you know. You guys can always just go watch these videos. You can see what all these maps look like in and out, every single part. I do that every single time. Then I'll probably make a review of the DLC after actually playing it in the multiplayer, and any cool tips I can give you guys. I'm gonna make a lot of videos of this DLC. That's how it works. That's how it works over here at NerosCinema. So hopefully you guys are all ready for that. That's definitely gonna be a whole lot of fun. Well, that is the end of this video. I guess that's my time here for today. It's definitely awesome. We're getting this DLC. I'm really excited for Exozombies. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I've seen a lot of DLC in my time. Multiplayer maps are usually really hit or miss. Some of them can be great, but a lot of them are mediocre, so I'm not super stoked about the maps. What I am super stoked about is the idea of Exozombies. I'm really hoping this is going to be just as good, if not better, than the Treyarch Zombies. We'll have to see about that. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.